All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. We're excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarah Seti YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all know the frequency here, revolutionary Black Power. You feeling that energy, feeling that frequency. You should most definitely join. The link is right down in the video description. Click that link. You'll get a introduction video rundown on the memberships. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate you here at the Sarah Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right. Ring the alarm. KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarah Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies. We have 25% off selected items at this time, 25% off selected items at this time, home decor, accessories for every room in the house, KingSeti.com. Come on over, family. Find something you like, save, and shop. That's right. GeneralSeti.com, pull the fire alarm. GeneralSeti.com, pull the fire alarm. SETI University, over 1,000 videos on African history, heritage, spirituality, nation building, mental warfare, advanced African academics, developing the Black nation, one lesson at a time. The link is right down in the video description. We also have supplemental but very monumental documentaries and research material from the master teachers with an overview from the general on these particular lectures and documentaries. So most definitely come and get join a platform that is unparalleled in our community. Believe it. SETI popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never come. Exclusive live streams. Too hot for YouTube. You can come over, and a lot of the material that I've been dropping on the internet as of recently on the Pillage situation, the York situation. The uncut material is on Patreon. What I cannot show on YouTube, you can check it out on Patreon. It's there for you. We have to do that to screen out lower level energy, vampires, and so on and so forth. So most definitely get over there to my Patreon, General Seti, and check it out. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with family and friends, and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. You'll be up out of here. Beloved Black teacher from Maryland murdered and beheaded by a crazy white man. Sick. Now, I meant to do this earlier in the week. I'm not going to get away from it, though. Because this sister deserved that her story be told. You see. And so I was like, no, let me get back to this. Because I speak on issues in our community. I speak on these issues all the time. And I noticed that, people's is, they duck and dodge information that they have to be responsible about, And it just seems like, our sisters is in a very vulnerable state where they, all type of atrocities is happening to our sisters and our children. But don't nobody want to take responsibility. You see, supposed to be men, but they don't want to take responsibility for they women and their children. And this is what defines a man. And so I had to bring this forward because it just seems like, there's amped up insurgency going on our people. Just like this crazy Cro-Magnon Neanderthal down, what was that? Was that in Alabama? No, not in Alabama. I had to go back. I didn't just and then lost the damn. What city was that in? So much going on. You see, so much is going on that I didn't lost my train of thought. But he went into the goddamn general. What city was that, fam? Throw it in there for me. Where that Cro-Magnon Neanderthal went into that Dollar General and shot them family. It was Florida. Wasn't it Florida? No, it wasn't Florida. Or was it? But anyway, somebody will throw it in there. And so here we have, as the people say, a beloved teacher in Maryland. A beloved teacher in Maryland. Yeah, it was Florida. Okay, good. Yeah. University Park. We talking about Prince George County, Maryland. A University Park man has been charged with the murder and the death of a missing teacher who was last seen more than a month ago. So she had disappeared. I believe September the 1st is when I believe that's when they found her. Well, they saying the last day she was seen was July 29th. That was the last day she was seen. And so she had been missing. In a news conference Friday afternoon, Prince George County Police Chief Malik Aziz said that the 33-year-old Harold Francis Landon III, that sick Cro-Magnon Neanderthal that you see right there to the right, has been charged with the murder and the death of 59-year-old, I believe is Miriam Torre Sila, who taught third grade at the Dora Kennedy French Immersion School in Greenbelt. Okay. Sila, also referred to as Madam Sila by her students, never returned home after one of her regular walks in Prince George County, Scarome Hills Park on July 29th, police said. Okay. The gruesome details. Human remains found atop rocks near a pond in the 73,000 block of Old Alexandria Ferry Road in Clinton on August 1st, where human remains were decapitated at the collar, missing a neck and head, and bilaterally amputated at both knees and shoulder. Charging documents for Landon said. Okay? And so this sick motherfucker on some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. See, this sick motherfucker is on some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. Yeah. Decapitated the woman, mutilated her, cut her up, you see, and an autopsy was performed the following day, okay? And it says that Sila's blood is consistent with blood from the dismembered remains. Landon's residence was searched on August 31st, police said, where officers found several power tools including a reciprocating saw that appears consistent with Sila's decapitation and cutting injuries. This shit is crazy. On what type of motherfuckers is out here? You see, you know what? Let me tell you something. This is a sick ass society. No matter what you know, and what people do is they get caught up in TV, radio, video games. See, that's why even this shit that they got out here that they want to put on your eyes and shit, where you can go in and your ass is in another world. You see, they want to remove you from the fact that you are surrounded by some very severely sick motherfuckers out here. You see, and many times we fall into the illusions. You see, we fall into the illusion. We say, there's a lot of good people, and it is a lot of good people, but the bad ones. See, it's the bad ones, and it's a lot of them. Make living in this society and many other societies on the planet who live in the same frequency and energy. It is damn near unbearable. You see, because you motherfucker can't even sleep at night. Because these motherfuckers, see, they be out here. And I'm gonna tell y'all that. They be out here smiling at pretending to be cordial and shit. Yeah, that's how they play on your ass. You see, catch you with your guard down. You can't trust none of these motherfuckers. You see, none of them. Smiling at you, trying to befriend you. You see, you got to see these motherfuckers at a distance. You can't wait till these motherfuckers get up all on you. You got to see these motherfuckers from a distance. You see, you got to get you got to damn near have, just like they got their goddamn surveillance shit up. And they could detect, who the fuck a motherfucker. Okay. And the motherfucker name and the profile come up. See, you got to, now today, you got to be the same way. You got to see the profiles of these motherfuckers. You got to have a certain protocol with peoples. Say the sister was running at night. Should not, we can't do that. We cannot do that. This is not a world where, women should be running at night. You see, some of them can't even run in the goddamn daytime, let alone some night. You see, they'll kidnap a motherfucker in the daytime. They don't care. These is some sick motherfucker, ruthless. You see, they don't care that the sickness is far greater than any fear of getting caught. Many of them, they don't even give a fuck. They didn't live as vampires for so long, sucking on the blood of their victims that, even when they caught, they don't give a goddamn. They don't give a goddamn. The only thing they probably, upset that they can't drink the blood of more victims. That's probably the only thing. But, being detained, and they don't give a goddamn. They already know who they are. They know they's a monster. They know they's a demon. They know this. And so the illusion people put out there that all peoples is the same, not all people. And I'm going to tell you, the longer you live, see, and that's what's wrong with our people. The longer you live in sickness, the more motherfuckers that look like us become sick. You see, if there's a motherfucking, if it's a motherfucking a disease going around, goddamn virus and shit, you know what I'm saying? If they catch a motherfucker, they quarantine these motherfuckers. See, they don't let motherfuckers continue to walk around out here and commit to, and they got a sickness, they got a disease, it's just like goddamn coronavirus. You had to quarantine motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? And so, when you got to understand you're in from a communal standpoint. But the thing is, it's in the community. You see, it's in the community now. You see, where you got niggas that doing the same, demonic crimes against the people. And far too long, we have had this hands-off approach where, out of sight, out of mind. No. It's not out of sight, out of mind. It's not out of sight. You got to locate these motherfuckers so that and isolate their ass by any means necessary from the greater community. You see, because they no different than a goddamn virus to infect. You see, or plunder and pillage. You see, and produce victims all over the goddamn place. You see, this is what we fail to understand, the nature of a thing. And because this has been one of our most critical mistakes. Remaining in the belly of the beast. We ain't even in the belly. We in the gut. We in the gut. We ain't even in the belly. We in the goddamn gut. You see, and if you live in cesspool, you see, you live in a cesspool, you live in the gut of the beast. What do you expect to come from that? You see, what do you expect to come from that? And even when, and our people, and a lot of people think that, and I understand that they just want to do good. They just want to do good in their life. They don't want any type of problems. You see, but what they fail to understand, even when you're looking at France today, and I'm gonna talk about that. See, they have an appetite. They have a diet of living off our misery. You see. Living off our misery, living off the plunder of the black community. They've been doing this for so long. So even when African people try to make things right, you see what's going on over in West Africa right now, trying to make things right. They saying you got to go. These ain't the days of old where you can plunder us and pillage us and take our resources and leave the people in misery, in poverty, starving, and you understand why you plunder the resources of our nation. Them days is over. We want you out of here. This is what Niger told France. Get your ass out of here. This is what Burkina Faso is telling them. Get out of here. This is what Mali is saying. Get out of here. This is what Gabon is saying. Get out of here. But you know what the French said? They say, we're not going. They're not going. That's what they say. They're not going. So even when you try to make a decision that is right for the people, okay, yeah, you've been down, but you're trying to stand up. And we got to, and so it's so easy for us to talk about our people when they're doing wrong, but when they try to stand up, we don't applaud them. So when they stand up, you know what the bloodthirsty motherfuckers say? We not going. This is what they saying they not going. Even after the new government has said and ordered them out of there. So you got to understand that they've been, the white man here in America been living fat off of black people, allowing them to economically plunder the community. All the damn businesses is owned by outsiders. They ain't from the black community. No other community allows that to happen. And so when we stand up, which we fail to understand, because we think that there ain't going to be no confrontation. It ain't going to be no liberation without confrontation. When you stand up and say, just like Africa is doing now, and saying, you know what? We are no longer going to allow the Arab, the white man, the Koreans, and all the rest of these people to plunder the black community economically or any other way they gonna want to fight you because they have a diet of eating off of your misery. And so I don't give a fuck how you try to dodge confrontation. Ain't gonna be no liberation without confrontation. That just ain't gonna happen. They gonna make that. And so the thing is, see, a lot of people are always talking about, black peoples is violent. The revolutionary is violent because they talk about defending themselves like any other people with common sense would do. You see, they say, them niggas talking about guns or this, that, and the third. They violent, they crazy, they this, that, and the third. You ain't got to worry about none of that because the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal gonna bring it to you, nigga. What the fuck is y'all talking about? Like black people. No, they gonna bring it to you, nigga. They gonna knock on your goddamn door, nigga. You ain't got to worry about it. Then you ain't got to worry about nobody because they gonna bring it to you. Okay? Especially when you try to stand up. You see, they getting paid in the shattering of our black family. They're getting paid in all ways around. You see, they're getting paid all in the fracturing of our families. So when you talk about that you want healthy black families, see what they will fund you only. They see all they want is a small little group where they could promote. Look at these black families. Like a little small community. A motherfucker they can put on videos and on, publications and shit. But the goddamn greater community is still living in dismay, plunder, and pillage. Why? But because no way they can eat like they've been eating if black people is doing well. You see? No way. There's no way for us to be doing good and they doing good too. Not the way that they understand it. You see? There's no way that France and England and all these colonial powers see Africa and Africa as a whole doing well, benefiting, in the way that most nations should benefit off their own resources. They don't see that because the world that they built is built on pillage and plunder. And in order for you to continue to eat like you've been eating, to get that, you got a diet. You want to eat like you've been eating. The only way you're going to have a majority of the people that been plundered and pillaged. So there's going to be confrontation. Any which way it going to go. So ain't no sense of running from that. You see, ain't no sense of running from that. And we've lived far too long inside of the gut with these type of sick motherfuckers. You see, and the longer you stay in the gut, what I want y'all to understand, and we talk about, a lot of people talk about many times that we can't go nowhere because in psychologically that traps us in the gut. The number one thing we cannot do is to continue to live with these sick ass motherfuckers, black and white. No way. There's something got to be done about that. You see, where they isolated one way or another. And I don't know no other way to isolate than to separate. You see? And that was the original way that it was anyway. You see? That was the original way that it was anyway, but we was in a plundered state. But we still had a lot of ingenuity, mental ingenuity, the willingness to get out there and dig in the ground. Even though we were brought here, we was doing it before we got here to grow our own food, to build up our own communities. We done lost all that. So not only in the integration with this sickness, we have been stripped We've been stripped of our own ability to build up our communities with our bare hands, which we need to do without no help, without no one's input. You see? But we can regain that again. And so what has happened is we every other week, yes, we are dealing with our own people doing violent crimes against us. Yes, we're dealing with it. On top of this, and it's not going to get better. You see, and it's not going to get better. And I'm going to tell you that not only do we have to deal with them, and not only do we have to deal with our own people that's sick. American society, as you can see, mass murders all over this motherfucker every other fucking day. This society, in more than any other nation on the planet, more than any other, but it's lauded as the land of the free and the brave, and where you could come and you can make it, and this, that, and the third, but yet you got to live here in under the threat at any given time. You could be in the grocery store, you could be shopping, it could be your mother, it could be your grandmother, your sister, your baby, anybody who's just going about their life, you know, and out of nowhere, here come one of these sick motherfuckers that could kill without no remorse. And it's happening every day, all day, every week, every other week. It's going on that this society is an incubator. And that's what we fail to understand. The society is an incubator, because like produce like. That's it. This is a scientific fact. Like produce like. And the seed of what you seeing out here today was planted generations ago, and this shit is sprouting every day. You are living in an incubator of sickness that could produce these type of individuals every day. And we got to wake up. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. We just like when we can't continue to say we're gonna do. Ain't no other way to do better. If you don't understand that, that's a prerequisite of doing better. You see? So if you remain in this society and you know it's an incubator, and that don't mean you got to run. You see, you have to do the statistics. There's many ways to do some shit. And you have to look at and make contingencies. How many contingencies you need? You see? How you make all the contingencies and see what is the positives and the negatives of each one of them. What's the best one for you? But to stay here in this condition and do nothing and expect to look out and see roses and beautiful flowers and go out there and smell the flowers and everything is beautiful and wonderful, that's not going to happen. You living in a goddamn fantasy. You like got them goddamn goggles on your goddamn eyes and shit, and you living in a goddamn a synthetic fucking world, nigga, a goddamn matrix and shit, and you playing video game. And so in order to hide from the reality on the outside, many of us do that. We find other means to escape from reality. That's what's happening. So this sister lost her life because another sick motherfucker looked like Jeffrey Dahmer's little brother. Okay? It'll be another one. And another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. Because this is an incubator that produces these type of sick minds. So either you wake up and you deal with it, and as we can see, it has infected our own people. And so we have to deal with the fact that it could be a nigga just as sick up here tomorrow. And will be. And they'll play pass the fucking baton into the end of time, until this motherfucker fall down or we usurp it, okay? Until we usurp it. And so just like I bring out how these niggas is out here doing all this sickness, it's something that got to be. You can't just sit on your motherfucking hands and think that, you know, it's just gonna change. No. It must be a policy. It must be an energy that runs through the community. There must be commitment to the policy. It must be a commitment by the community as a whole to say we sick and tired. We see it's happening in Africa. We see our people standing up. They should stand up here. They should do the same. They should be tired of this shit happening every day. Don't run your mouth. Don't say, oh, man, this shit is so bad. Bitch, stand up. Shut up. Get your ass up. Get your weak ass up off the lazy boy. Let's build in the community. Let's bring awareness at the minimum. Bring awareness so people can see exactly what's going on. Encourage people to stand up. Encourage change. We need to go back to our great leaders who have laid out a blueprint for us. Many of them have laid out many great ideas that should be practiced right here now. Today is nothing wrong with us. You don't have to start from scratch. You got many great leaders out here that have laid out many great policies and programs and blueprints for our people that they could practice. And this is a necessary information. I don't care what era it is. I don't give a goddamn if it's in the future. These is concrete ideologies that will not change down through the course of time. And if we become aware of these ideologies and these policies and we practice them, we will benefit greatly. Not practicing will leave us in the most vulnerable state, moving into an era where we got so many vulturistic peoples out here, and in a time where that they're going to be a great uproar, and there will be those who will not make it out of that uproar all over this planet. And so we are in a very vulnerable state. You know what will take us out of that vulnerable state? Understanding who we are, forming a nationalistic ideology, starting right there in your home, starting because that is the atom of the nation. The atom of the nation is the home of the African family. That is the atom. That is the nucleus, you see, and then it expands to the community, the city, the county, the state, forming a unity in all those areas of nationalism and protect. And in place, with nationalism in place, it provides security for the people. Nationalism provides security for the people. It's the greatest defense. People are practicing the necessary rules of law and government, African law and government, that puts a people in a state of protection. So let's wake up today, family, and be aware of these crazy ass niggas out here. You see them, you got to see them from a distance. Don't let them get up close. See them from a distance. When the motherfucker wave at you, stick up the damn middle finger. This is General Sarah Sunseti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily, liberation through African education. We send our condolences out to this African sister's family, you see, and her horrific demise by this beast over here. We cannot continue to let this happen to our sisters and our children, brothers. You better get your bitch ass up, boss up, quit whining on this internet. Nigga, put some goddamn get in there, get them weights, get your strategy, get the training, get not only your physical training, but your mental and your spiritual training. What is your objective as a man? What is our objective as a brotherhood? And if it's not to become the great kings and that we were in the past, then it ain't even no need for us to be here any longer, because that's the only divine responsibility that we was put down here on this planet to achieve and to be responsible for. And if we're not going to do that, ain't no need for us to be here. And we will not be here, because if we're not practicing that which we were divinely put down here, then your demise will be sooner than what you think. This is General Sarah Sunseti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily, liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.